I'm Terri Murphy with the Data Advocate and the Senior Editor for Realty Times Women in Business, Women in Real Estate, and in the Men's Room with Murph. And today I've got a great man in the men's room. His name is Joe Schneider, and Joe is bringing the real estate industry leaders from around the world together. He's going to be moderating and hosting the International MLS Forum.org in beautiful and fabulous Paris, France. You know, you have such a background. You're just like, you're God made for this. Can I say that? I mean, your positions, the work that you've done, you had 15 years of experience in the real estate industry. You were going to tell us a little bit more about what you've done. You've been head of industry relations, NAR's director of global strategies. I mean, really, I think the only thing you missed was president of your kindergarten class. I mean, seriously, you've just done everything. And here we are bringing the world together to discuss data technologies and standards. Now, we all know how important that is, given what's just been going on with NAR here. So tell us a little bit about what's going to happen and how you see the vision of this for what's to come.
Yeah, thank you so much. I am so excited for this event. Like you mentioned, I've had a hand in a lot of different roles in this industry. I've worked directly with governments here in the San Francisco Bay Area for affordable housing developments. I've been a realtor. I've worked for NAR. I've worked for tech companies. But my real exposure to this event was my time at NAR and working with our international partners around the world. When I left, I think we had 104 partners in 85 countries around the world, and loved the job. I got to experience a lot of different cultures and societies, but also a lot of different real estate cultures and the way that business was done. And in that role, I got to see, work hands-on very directly with some countries, with a lot of countries. But then I also kind of got to take a step back and look at the entire world from 10,000-foot view. And what I noticed was there's a lot of, especially with technology and everything still bringing us closer and closer together every single day, we're still very segmented in a lot of ways. And the truth is, business is done very quickly, but it's still not done as efficiently as we can do it. So the International MLS Forum is an opportunity to kind of tackle this problem and look at it hands-on and figure out ways where we can, one, unify under one real estate data standard, that is the RESO standard, to ensure that we are all speaking the same real estate language. Every technology platform, every MLS system that we use, it doesn't matter which country you're in, which city you're in around the world, we are going to start those initial conversations of how to unify that language and how to bring every platform onto one to make business done, to allow business to be done a little bit easier, and ensure that no one is kind of left out of whatever this next iteration of the MLS brings us.
That is a beautiful overview. And Ali Attar from who's with Realty, he's very careful about the voice of this event, that it's not United States knows how to do it.
Yeah.
What I've been getting from our meetings is that, we've already walked the walk. We've got, 100 years of runway. And you said that beautifully in one of our last meetings. Tell us what that vision looks like as we go forward with companies there, or not just companies, but countries that maybe aren't comfortable yet with how we do business.
Really good point. So what we're going to be talking about at this conference is a way to do business, not the way to do business. And really what we're trying to accomplish here, there's no financial interest involved with it. We want the RESO is a nonprofit, which is focused on, again, bringing a data standard to certainly every city, every state in the US. But now they're starting to do a lot of work internationally. So with that being said, as we kind of continue and as they kind of continue their work with RESO, we really want to be sure that everybody sees the big picture of this. And not only if you're using the RESO standard, great. we want to show you at this conference how you can iterate and innovate your market. So having one standard allows new prop tech companies to come into the market, allows for greater broker to broker collaboration. Really, the bounds are limitless of what a unified standard can bring, and the attraction that it brings from outside and third party companies wanting to get involved with the market.
Well, this is the first of its kind that we know of. And what's really fascinating about this is the passion that some of these people are bringing to the table. And as you know, I'm moderating one of the panels, and we have people from Romania, we have people from all over Europe. And it's so interesting because at the core, everybody's looking for that standard, that standardization, so that there's an ethical trust that eventually gets down to the end user, which in the case is either both agents and consumers.
Correct.
So this is going to be held in Paris, December 1st and 2nd. And the tickets are available. Like you said, there's going to be the glitterati of who's going to be there. I mean, obviously, Riso's going to be there, CEPI. You might tell people who CEPI is.
Sure, yeah. So CEPI is the overarching association in Europe. CEPI, they are basically, they're an association of associations. So every national association within Europe, for the better part, then is a member of CEPI. And what CEPI does is, just like NAR here in the US, CEPI is a advocacy and lobbying organization for the European Union. And what they're focused on is real estate issues, real estate policies. So same things NAR advocates for, of making it easier to buy and sell property, to protect private property rights. They are doing the same thing in Europe and kind of yield a very strong voice within the European Parliament on behalf of all of its constituents members, of which there are about 32 countries that they represent.
Well, I know that people would be excited to be involved in this and to learn more about it. So I'm hoping you're going to join us again. If people have interest in this particular forum, where should we direct them?
To the event website, which is mlsforum.org. This will have the agenda, the speakers, the goals, everything that we want to convey with this conference will be on that website.
There are some really fascinating thought leaders and visionaries in there. Brad Inman's going to be there, of course. Saul Klein. Saul and I've worked together for a number of years. He knows the history. He's been there, he's done it, and in so many ways. So I hope you'll join us again after the event to help us start building these relationships in a way that's collaborative and really produces the higher experience that everybody's looking for. Joe, if somebody had a reason to hire you to speak or consult, where would they find you?
I would suggest going to LinkedIn. LinkedIn is kind of my my go-to source for all communication these days. Joseph Schneider on LinkedIn. Can't miss me. I'm right there.
There you go. I'm Terri Murphy for the Data Advocate and Realty Times, Women in Business, Women in Real Estate in the Men's Room with Murph. Join us again for the next segment on NAR standards and how we're going to take standards and technology to a new level.